I want to get into Travis Scott on Water. What did you think of this song?
I mean, I did start this with saying I don't want to hear Travis Scott do it again. Like he tried it with K-pop to where he was on an Afrobeat song, and I feel like his verse wasn't bad, but it was unnecessary. Like I feel like I felt the same way about the next song we're gonna talk about, but I just felt like unnecessary feature. You didn't need it. Water had a bunch of steam to it, and if you're gonna sit here and put somebody on it, like keep it to what the song is. I don't feel like Travis Scott coming on this song talking about what he was talking about. The like when I hear it's lit on Water, I don't want to listen to it anymore. I turned it off, bro.
Yeah.
Like I was listening to his verse,
Yeah.
it was cool. No, but I just feel like he was unnecessary on the song, and they could have just left him off. Like,
Yeah. I think they dropped the ball. You know what I was thinking about yesterday though, while I was like practicing DJing? I was like, and I'm gonna send it, I'm gonna try it and I'm gonna send it to you. But I think Drake's verse on Who Told You on this would kill. Like you just take that verse and put it on Water, I think it goes crazy because the at least the rhythm of when they took the bass out of Who Told You is sort of like Water. And I'm like, this verse would have made way more sense. There's so many people they could have got for this song other than Travis Scott. You know what I mean? It's to me, it's Selena Gomez on Calm Down. It's Justin Bieber on Essence. It's the same thing. It's like we don't need these people on these songs. So
especially Selena Gomez, I will never let that go, bro. They ruined that song for me, bro.
oh wait, I forgot to that was we'll get into Rema later. I'll get into Rema later, but I just remembered that we have Rema to talk about. But Lonely at the Top by Asake featuring her. Did you hear this? What did you think?
Yeah, same thing for me. Like I just feel like her. I feel like her voice sounded a little better on the song because softer voice, and I love her personally. But another like unnecessary feature. Like I feel like I like Lonely at the Top. I don't need Lonely at the Top with her. I was cool bumping Lonely at the Top without her. So I don't know. I feel like they're trying to incorporate American music into Afro beats in any way they can, and this is not the way I'd like to see it done personally, because I just feel like these don't fit with what the songs are or like what the vibes of the artist are even.
Do you think though that we're somewhat not jaded, but maybe bias is the word? Like the fact that we listen to Afro beats semi frequently or frequently, however long you want to say, we're used to the vibe of that. Like to an audience of people, like for better or worse, there's a lot of Black Americans who say like, I don't want to hear that Afrobeat shit. The fuck are they saying? There's a lot of them that say
Hell
that on
yeah.
Twitter and stuff like that. And so like, if this is how they like slowly transition or like make it palatable to them, like to somebody who don't listen to it and you listen to her and you hear this, you're like, okay, like, do you think this is could be like that for them? Like this is their introduction to it. Like, oh, Justin Bieber on Essence. Like, you know what I mean?
I mean, I guess I don't feel like Afrobeats has had any issue getting to where it is without you sitting here adding on these American artists in the way that you're adding them. Like, I feel like there are moments like where you can find, like, I feel like even if this would have been Gunna, maybe I would have felt better about it because I feel like Gunna would have fit more on this song. But
Okay.
if I'm sitting here
Okay.
with her, I'm more so just talking about like the artists that they're choosing. I don't feel like these artists
Yeah.
fit to sit here and bring them over to the from the American side to the Afrobeat side. Like I feel like you could just make better choices. Maybe it's an A&R thing, maybe it's a label thing, maybe it's just like, oh, this is the face right now, this is the name, so this is who we're gonna throw on here. This is who we can afford. But personally, I feel like there is just better choices that could be made because we saw Ashake with Gunna, and I feel like his vibe and his like his cadence to stuff would have fit more or somebody different. But I don't know. Maybe it could be like more like, oh, we're trying to bring them to that Afrobeat side, but I don't know.
When you think of American Afrobeats collabs, what are your favorite ones?
I'm trying to think of some American Afrobeats collabs, bro. Because
Right.
I don't count like Blem or Passion Fruit. I don't count those as like, because that's the first thing I thought of.
What
I
about? I
can't even
mean,
think of anything off the top of
What
my head.
about it? I think it'd be Wiz and Drake. I think "Come
Yeah,
Closer,"
yeah.
baby, come close. That one. And then
Call Me Every Day with Chris Brown.
Chris Brown. Yeah, we've been talking about that. Who was Burna Boy collabed with that I liked from America? I didn't like that whatever that 21 Savage bullshit was. I didn't like that. I don't fucking like that. I let people
uh,
know I didn't like that. I liked Solid with Blast and Kehlani. That one was cool.
yeah.
It was cool. Oh, I liked Brent and Thames.
Oh yeah, I do remember that one.
Brent and Thames was good.
Was that Victoria Monet with Buju? Like I like that one. Like there's been like moments, bro. Like I don't know, but it's hard to name like a bunch of like Afro beats and US collabs that worked well. Like there's been it's been far and few. And when you're naming half of the artists you're naming, they're some of the biggest artists in the world and some of the best artists in the world. So it's like I feel like you have to be to a certain caliber to even be able to sit here and switch like that and make that transition because it's a whole different vibe, it's a whole different BPM, it's a whole different group of bands, and it's a whole different sound. You know what I mean? I'm
You
trying to
know,
think.
Davido said that the only person he's probably collabed with more American artists than all of like the top Afrobeats artists. Maybe Burna Boy. Burna Boy might have more than him, but I doubt it. But Davido has probably collabed with the most, and he said that the only people that he feel like authentically like respect the music and really try and like make the song the best that they can is Chris Brown. He said everybody else is like they're just like, oh, this is a market we haven't tapped into type shit.
Yeah.
Which is, yo, yeah, that's kind of fucked up. Because when I wait, go ahead and say, it, but I'm gonna pull up some of the artists he's worked with on collabs in a minute.
No, I would agree with him though. Like I feel like Chris Brown is really versatile in what he does, and me personally, I feel like Drake is still there. Like I feel like every time I hear Blem or what's that Mabada rhythm? I don't know how to say that. I don't know what the song
Yeah,
is called, but
yeah, I know what you're talking
that
about.
like when he got into that vibe, and honestly, I've dug back into like honestly never mind even like the whole like dance vibe too. I'm still see here. I'm fond of it. Like I feel like he's one of those people too, but I don't feel like there's that many or there's hasn't been that many that have shown it yet. Like maybe there is, and they just haven't came out with that type of vibe, you know?
Yo, this is crazy. I didn't know the last project by Davido. He had Nicki Minaj, Chris Brown, Young Thug, Lil Baby, Nas, Hit Boy.
He had Nas
Um,
on
he had a song with Nas and Hit Boy called "Birthday Cake." I gotta listen to it at some point.
it.
But he collaborated with them. He collaborated with her. I think Summer Walker, Gunna. He has a song with Gunna. I didn't know that. But yeah, we're kind of like dragging it out at this point. But yeah, do better. A&Rs, whoever's picking these is not doing a good job. So fuck aside. And then she put one out, the Water remix. There was a Water remix with Marshmello, which is like an EDM. I'm like, bro, what is going on? But outside of that, these two albums you put on here, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't get to them. I listened to some of Archangel's project, but of the two, Ozuna and Archangel, which one was your favorite and why?
Ozuna, I got to listen to Ozuna like almost all the way down to Atlanta. Like I listened to that once or twice, and personally, it was just one of those moments where I was like, we've heard Bad Bunny come, we've heard Mike Towers come, we've heard like a bunch of these reggaeton artists come, and it was
Pause.
kind of one of those moments. What'd you say?
Pause.
Pause. Oh my god, bro! What? What, bro? All right, bro. They've came out with their albums, and it was one of those moments where it was almost like, oh y'all forgot about me type of thing. And he came
Yeah.
out just real good songs, real good vibe. You know, it's always upbeat with Ozuna, and I would say that was probably my favorite one of the weekend. I wish I could. I'm gonna pull up the songs that I like the most. Give me a second. Sorry.
Yeah, I didn't get to
Um,
this one yet. Like, I feel like Ozona puts out a ton of music, so I'm interested to
yeah.
see what it sounds like.
Yeah, it wasn't that long of an album. It was like this is what 15 songs, 16 songs, but I definitely would say go check out Vocation was one of my favorite ones. Baccarat was another one of my favorite ones, and Clase Azul. I love that song. But the Archangel, I will say I didn't get into as much. Like I had heard some of the singles, and I didn't know if it was gonna be a slower vibe or a more upbeat vibe, and I was definitely gonna get into that like probably this week and
Yeah,
see what it was
I can
like.
say, I can say I was confused,
Really?
100%. I was listening to it today, and the way that people in comments have described him to me did not match up what I was listening to. I thought it was gonna be like rap. It was a lot of like melodic R&B type, not even R&B, but like melodic reggaeton. Like it wasn't really like it didn't feel like bars to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I only got halfway through, so maybe he switches the vibe at a certain point, but like it didn't feel like that to me.
Yeah, I mean, even with some of the singles, like I said, it sounded more like traditional, even bachata, like stuff like that. It sounded more like the normal, not the reggaeton, the upbeat, like that type of vibe to me.
Hmm.
So maybe I just got to get into him more. I want to because there was some songs where I heard him on where I was more interested than some of the singles I had personally heard, but it might have just been the mood I was in, like I said.
Right.
So
That's real.
yeah,
I'm gonna definitely give both of those a listen this week. This weekend was not really a music weekend for me, if I'm being honest. But last topic I wanted to get into is rap a young man's sport. First, I want to say you saw Mask Off was 102,000.
yeah, yeah. I saw
That's
that.
crazy. That's crazy to me. First, second, did you listen to any of the album? And then we'll get into is rap a young man's sport. Did you listen to any of
I turned it on because I was like, is it really just flutes? Like, is it really just going to be flutes? And I mean, it was. And I think the reason I didn't really listen to the full thing was because of how long every song was. Like, it was really just like instrumentation, kind of orchestra, a bunch of different stuff, which usually I would like on a smaller scale because I like jazz music. Like, I'm that type of person where I'll sit there and sit through a jazz album and sit there, do homework, stuff like that. But I don't know. Maybe I got to give it another listen when I'm in like a vibe where I just kind of want to sit there laying up, think about life type thing. But I don't know. I didn't listen to the whole thing because it was just
it? Yeah.
flutes. Like I was just like, I'm good.
Yeah.